So, my brothers, you will attract all sorts of suffering, all sorts of insults, all sorts of malicious comments, all sorts of imbalances. Because no one can stand to see someone like you. No one can stand to see so much. I'll tell you, they think, I can't stand to see so much holiness. He has become a saint now. That's how you look and it bothers you a lot. Because they can't be like that, they are not like that. If they were, they wouldn't attack them. So always be ready to receive all sorts of things that unbalance you. So let's go. I tell you the problem and try to help each of you. So from now that you are listening to these words of mine, act in the following way. When someone tells you something that makes you feel attacked in some way, or does not agree with what was said, you will say, he or she thinks so. I think differently. I am light. I am light. I am light. And I'm going to tell you this, every time you do this, your brain will start to realize that it doesn't affect you anymore. And it will get to the point where you won't hear it anymore. It's not becoming deaf, is not to hear things that attack them, not listen to things that throw them off balance. Do this and you will see as time goes by. Returning to the subject of negative feelings. So you as a soul, as human beings, as human consciousness, always like to remember negative things. Because they didn't forgive, because they haven't forgotten that hurt. Because those who forgive don't go back to the subject. The subject died. And if someone remembers, hey so and so, what about that thing from the past? No, I forgave, it's over. And ends the matter. You don't have to explain, no, I forgave you for this, for that. I forgave and it was over. Close the subject. Then yes, you will be demonstrating to the universe that you have forgiven, that it no longer brings you anything, that what you went through, passed, but you forgave. Then he died, that heartache will never come again. Because as long as you talk about the subject, and it comes back with a small intensity, it doesn't matter, you haven't completely forgiven. It has to come back neutral. You have to talk about the subject in a neutral way, without putting sadness or anger, or hurt, or hatred, or revolt into it. Until you achieve this, you have not forgiven. And then every time you emanate a negative feeling, every time you emanate or remember something negative, this energy accumulates and all of this is passed on to your etheric body. And those guards start to get a little uncomfortable, because you are throwing a negative quantum of energy into your etheric body. And then those little guards, which are the chakras, become unbalanced over time. And then, it's the story I told yesterday. In the same way, you, physical body, are exposed to the environment. So the environment also changes your energy. How to explain the medium? A work environment where everyone only complains, where there are only tyrannical, authoritarian bosses. This company has a negative energy, because love is not worshipped there, superiority and obedience are worshipped in exchange for keeping your job. Another example, you go somewhere you don't even know. Someone's home, a doctor's office, a store, you enter and that environment there doesn't have a good egregore either. You don't know that, you never went in there. But when you enter, your aura captures all that energy that is there. And this arrives in your physical body and ends up in your etheric body, unbalancing those little guards too. That's where you often enter some places and get goosebumps, feel bad and don't know what it is. So I would tell you that when this happens, turn around and leave immediately. So that the amount of energy you have already absorbed is infinitely small. Very good. Let's think about indoor environments. Here I will mention everything from parties to large crowds at shows. At parties, depending on the number of people, you have all sorts of feelings. You have the joy of some, you have the sadness of others, you have envy, you have the anger of those who cannot have that. You have all sorts of feelings there. Added to this is drinking. The drink itself, the alcoholic drink, already attracts souls, who roam the planet and who drink together with you. Ah, so every time I'm drinking there will be someone next to me drinking with me. I will not claim that every time, I will say it depends on where you will be. A party is a gathering of people, it is an emanation of great energy that attracts attention. And these beings know that in this type of event, there is no protection, there is no spiritual protection, because everyone there is drinking. Then they can get closer and get their fill of drinking too. Many are sufficiently, let's say, spiritualized, that they won't carry that addicted friend with them. The party is over, he stopped drinking, that friend leaves. Why? Because that body, that being, it is not a being that has bad thoughts, it is not a being that vibrates negatively. He just drank that day. Very good. Then that spirit will not accompany him, because he will not take anything from there. Because he emanates positive energy. He just drank with him, shared the same drink. Very good. Now there are those who don't, there are those who vibrate negatively, there are those who have negative attitudes, which is a negative human being. So that little friend, that new addicted friend, will accompany him wherever he goes. Until he either rises energetically or discovers that he is obsessed. I cannot say here that this happens in 100% of cases. I'm counting the majority, most happen this way. So it's like I said, now I go to the shows. And then you can be in a concert hall, everyone there, happy with the show they are watching. It will depend on the type of music, what is being emanated in there. Whether it's elevated music, with superior lyrics, or just a good symphony, it's fine. But not most shows, what are they? They are songs of sadness, they are songs of betrayal, they are songs of drunkenness. So look at the energy that is already prevailing in that environment, apart from the drink too. She is in everyone. And then what about the big shows? There's nothing to comment on. Add to everything I've already said, the drugs that flow easily there. Taking away the consciousness and total balance of those who consume them. So those are totally obsessed. That's where many of you hear about cases where so-and-so was drugged, came home and attacked everyone, he killed his father, he killed his mother, he killed I don't know who. Why? He was out of his consciousness, but he wasn't alone either. It's my brothers, you have no idea what happens in these meetings of people. You don't even want to know. If you could see it, I guarantee it, no one would go anymore. If you could see what we see, you wouldn't do shows anymore. Firstly, because negative energy often comes out of those who are playing, those who are singing. Because some bands are linked with the evil one. And every song they make, they put the energy there and whoever sings goes along. I would stay here telling you millions of things about what you shouldn't do. But, the world is there, you were used to it, you live it. Teaching how to clean yourself of all this, after each such event, is useful for those of you who understand, for those of you who accept, what is being said. So for you I would say, when you get home, immediately, straight to the shower. And realize that you are taking a bath in violet light. Lots of violet light, that the water that falls, violet falls, and if possible, the entire body. Because you forget your head. Where is the brain, where is the point of manipulation? In the head, and then you arrive and take a shower from the neck down. What was the point? Manipulation is not through the body, it is through the head. So, take a full bath, from head to toe. Seeing yourself involved in violet light. Then many women will say, but am I going to sleep with wet hair? I think this is the least problem you have, isn't it? Wrap it in a towel, dry it, do whatever. If you want to get rid of everything you brought, do it. Now, if you don't want to, you want to be full of little friends glued to your mind, fine. Stay. Take a simple bath and leave them there, manipulating your mind. That simple. Now, that's what I said, telling those who don't believe in anything to do this, then it starts to get difficult. But at least you convince them to take a full shower. Invent whatever it is, so that at least a good part of the negative energy is eliminated. And what can you do? When they are taking a bath, you visualize them, under a violet light. It works. You will cleanse your family one by one. So this is one more thing you can do to stay balanced, to keep those in your family balanced, especially young people, who attend this type of event. Do it. Make them bathe from head to toe and see them enveloped in violet light. See that water coming out of the violet shower and you will be cleaning them all. As you can see, this subject is extensive and I will not finish it here today. Because your etheric body is the one that maintains balance. And I will also say that he receives all the exchanges from the other bodies. But that's for later, let's go slowly. So the matter does not end here, there is still a lot to be said. We continue next week. I am Archangel Michael. What I want every day is to give you tools of protection and balance. I hope you agree with them.